folks. At least this is a Wednesday morning for me. And this is from Wet the Face into the Mystic. And if I remember right, it says, yeah, it does right here on the label. You can see what this soap is. It says, based on cool water. I think how you pronounce this, Davidoff. And a soap. There it is. You can tell I've already been in, scooped some out, and it's pretty soft. Matter of fact, it's very soft. Put some of that soap up there. Can't let it go to waste, can we? Has a really nice, pleasant scent. Matter of fact, that particular cologne, I'm thinking that might have been the second one my wife got me back when we first met. Yeah, in other words, the classic scents was what I was pretty much rolling with back then. Kind of still do now. I got an alum block complete with rubber band, and it's getting pretty small in there. Thayer's Witch Hazel with aloe. It's about, I don't know, close to the halfway point. Yeah, you can tell I found it at Marshall's there. That was the going price at the time. And also got the matching aftershave. And this is going to be one of those aftershaves that you're going to give it a good shake also. Do that out of habit. The shaver, the bowl. This is a bowl that came from Vanulay. That's what it looks like on the inside with a little bit of lather. And it was whipped up with a Vie Long horsehair brush. And this is, sometimes you can kind of just tell how it's whipping up that this is going to be a pretty creamy lather. And I, of course, got it on the wet side. And over here, I guess I should show it sometimes. I have a warm mug of water here. It's one of the old ones. It's a heavyweight. Excuse me. If I remember correctly, that particular brand went out of business in 1950, but that mug's really heavy. Shaving with a Dovo today, and as you can tell, it's got the green insert, and it has a Personna hair shaver blade in it. Not the mini, but the the big one. And if I remember right, once you calculate from grams, which I think the grams was 25 grams, and this is just over half an ounce. I think it figures out to be in 0.5113 or something like that. At any rate, it's pretty lightweight. In other words, this part right up here is the only metal part. The rest of this is plastic. And as it goes for construction, it's, considering what it is, yeah, it's pretty nice. I have, since I've already got it open, I'm going to go ahead and roll with, for the pre-shave, what came with clown fruit, and I think they call this one here Dirty Clown. Use it for the pre-shave. Go ahead and re-wet the face here. The soap lathered up pretty easy in the bowl. It didn't take a whole lot of effort. It typically doesn't. But you can smell the scent just coming right on out of the bowl. My nose works part of the time. Now during the shave, it wouldn't surprise me now that I don't smell a whole lot of it. I was already sneezing this morning, so the wind's been blowing up around 40 miles an hour yesterday, and I tell you what, it's kicking up all kinds of stuff, messing with my nose. Definitely think I'm liking the idea of putting it over here in the scuttle for a place to rest, because I don't have any other place to put it right now. I like this version in this format, I should say, when it comes to pre-shave as opposed to the puck, because now if you use your right hand, and I only shave with my right hand, so now I've got that on my hand. Guess I should have used my left hand, huh? Alright, we'll go ahead and get started here. When I first started out, heavier shavettes worked better for me, and over time I have learned how to shave with a lightweight one. I've gotten much better. I know in the beginning I really struggled with the lightweight one. Lightweight one was the when I first started out, I still do, I have a classic samurai, my red one, and at the same time I had bought a Parker SRB, and the Parker weighs just a little bit more, and it was just enough weight difference for me to notice it, and it seemed to be easier for me to start getting used to it, where the classic samurai it was more of a challenge. That'd be a good way of putting it. Third use on the blade here. And for whatever reason, I prefer, with the Dovo, I prefer to use the long blade, the green insert. I'm just not really, don't particularly care for the short blades in a Dovo. I prefer the long ones. Also have a damp towel over here on the side where I'm going to be wiping off most of the shaving cream. That way my sink stays halfway clean. I have to say, with a lightweight shaver like this, it's the challenge to keep the pressure where it needs to be. That's, I guess you might say, in other words, you're not letting the weight of the shaver assist you, because this is pretty darn light. It's pretty easy to use those once you get used to it. It's just a matter of getting used to it. That and the blade. What blade you want to use, there's, depending on the insert, in other words, depends on your blade. I have not used the long Dovo blade before. Excuse me. It did come with one. I just haven't used it yet. I guess you might say I'm quite used to the Personna hair shaper blade, so I'll start out with it, since I'm already comfortable with it. I know it works for me, in other words. It is one thing that is a bit of a challenge where I am at, is that it's not the easiest place to find a brick and mortar store that has supplies where you can just walk in and pick something out. In our beauty supply shop, when it comes to barber supplies for men, very small selection, but they do have blades for this. It's just nice from time to time to walk in a store and find what you're looking for, put your hands on it, actually be able to see it, as opposed to I don't mind ordering things online, but after a while, every once in a while, you know, you'd like to see it before you buy it, put your hands on it. And I will see here in a moment. There's a spot that I nicked earlier this week. I think I may, if it doesn't bleed, I know I roughed it up again because I could feel it when I went across it. Definitely could feel it. I was trying to be gentle going across the top of it, but may not have been gentle enough. Just every once in a while, I've got a spot right there that gives me fits. I think it's a bump that's reoccurring right there. I know yesterday you got a pretty good shave, and of course at the time I didn't really realize what was going on. Get up in the mornings, get in the bathroom, and start getting everything ready for a shave, and notice when I was taking my picture and just trying to, I send my pictures to Google Drive, and noticed it seemed to be acting a little strange. Didn't pay a whole lot of mind, just thought it was kind of odd. And then after I got done with the shave, realized that the internet was down. Of course, I had spent a little bit of time troubleshooting my own end of the deal to make sure it wasn't me. Then I finally figured out it wasn't me, it was the internet provider. So there was a little bit of fun getting things posted yesterday before I went to work. Smells great. And if you're wondering what I got on standby in case the shave goes south, yes, I have a chick injector on standby. You do get a bit of feedback on the on this shaver. It might bother some folks, that sound, as opposed to a smooth sound when you're shaving, but it didn't bother me none. I can still tell, still adjusting to the weight, or the lack thereof, actually. I can feel it. It is a challenge. Like I say, I'm pretty accustomed to shavers that weigh a bit more. Seems to me it's easier to control them. Then again, maybe a lightweight one works better for you. I guess you might say that I feel like it takes more skill for a lightweight one. This will be the side that I'll probably need to touch up a little bit. I think I'm going to try to do it with the Shavette, at least get the bulk of it. We'll see how it works out for me. This is really creamy, smooth stuff. Now, I saw Jim's video, his first shave with the Shavette, and he switched hands which is the way I view it, very brave. I do not trust my left hand with a razor in it. See, I almost always get the left side of my face pretty smooth. But the right side, for some reason, the way the hair grows, it can be a bit of a challenge. All right. Got most of it. Kind of thought I might be able to. I practiced this a time or two with this shaver early on, and found that that direction doesn't work too terribly bad for me. It's not the closest. It's not BBS by any means, but it's close enough. But it's just doing that that stroke, that direction. It needs to come up, and then also needs to come down. It's the way that hair grows over there. It's not an easy stroke for me to do just yet. Of course, I also think that with the way my face is shaped, that the shavettes that have smaller blades, shorter ones I should say, not quite as long, that those make it a little bit easier trying to do that. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. It's still a bit of a struggle for me. I'll get there one day. I just not pushing it real hard right now to learn how to do that. Like I say, most of the time my shave is very much acceptable going out in public. No, it doesn't look like I didn't shave that day or missed a big spot. Yeah, I got a little bit of stinging down there where I caught myself. I thought I did. Just not bleeding. Probably just took the top off of where it was trying to heal up. Also, when it comes to the beard balm, beard oil, that is, this is what I'm using. Also, if you're wondering, every once in a while, as a matter of fact, some days, depending on things like on maybe how my night went, for when I have those days where the hair is just not going, the whisker just not going to cooperate at all, I got this at Walmart for a couple of dollars, and it's some beeswax, and it doesn't take very much at all to get it under control using this stuff. It's just like $1.95. So on my days where whiskers are really unruly and want to stick out every which direction, I just put a little bit of this stuff on there and it gets it under control. The only downside for that for me is the fact that I've got so much gray, white, that it does turn it a little yellow. If I use very much of it, I got to be real careful on how much I put on there, which is, I don't put a whole lot on there. There's witch hazel. It's just a little bit. But I don't need a whole lot in order to keep it under control some days. For me, a beard balm also usually will help, or a butter. Cremo, it's at Walmart, Target, number of places. You just walk in and get it. It's not too terribly expensive. The excuse me, the beard balm, I think was it Maestro's at Target, runs right around the $12.99 mark. Cremo runs right around $10. Now their beard oil for 1 ounce, you pay $10. And if I remember right, it's like $10.95 for 2 ounces. And so to me, this is the better buy. Matter of fact, there's not a whole. It's getting low. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, it's right about there. But I have a whole new bottle of that also. Aftershave. Don, I think, could be wrong. He may have sold out of something last time I looked, but I think he's got a aftershave for all the soaps now that are available. if he hadn't sold out. Yeah, Don No More put this one up. And I went ahead and ordered it. Smells great. Should be smelling good this morning, in other words, for a Wednesday morning. At work this kind of day, at my work, Wednesdays can be quite stressful. Meetings, in other words, and I try not to go to them. They try to talk me into going, and I, too much fussing in the past. Prefer not to go. They know my email. Alright, today's shaver. Dovo with the blue. Had a green insert. Personna hair shaper blade on his third use. Pretty nice shave. Yeah, there's just a little bit down there. Not a whole lot. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but yeah, there's just a tiny bit of blood there. Just a tiny bit. Got a great shave though. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.